Good morning. We are going to unpack this plan a bit. But first, I don't know about you, but after I've been in front of the legislature, I could use a little pick-me-up. And so I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time here on some analogies to cheer you back up. So welcome to the Super Bowl of water. This is Super Bowl week of water in Colorado. To this one, you all have a ticket. You all bleed for our team. We're all Coloradans. No one shows our, no one shows skiing in North Carolina, right? That's clear. No one does beer commercials with water from North Carolina. I think this guy's digging potash out of the water. As far as super fans go, I don't know who that guy is, but we had the Barrel Man. Although now he'd be wearing a rain barrel. Actually, thanks to Justice Hobbs, we still have the Barrel Man right there. So it's no secret we have the best defensive line in history, and the analogies keep going here. Look at that puny little defensive line that North Carolina has. We have the best offensive line in the game today, and that's true in the water world as well. And did I say I did say offensive line, not offensive line. We have a better quarterback, and we have quarterback leadership in water, and that's thanks to you and your fellow Coloradans. We have a better game plan as well, and maybe the best game plan we've ever had on this topic. So here's our game plan. It's one simple graphic. Yesterday's 4 o'clock session produced some sometimes one-sided conversation, but I picked up a few things myself. We talked about education and outreach, continued momentum. When we talk about education and outreach, the one name you have to know is, and you just know when you say the first name on this one as well, Jim, is Kate McIntyre. With my staff, she has been, where is Kate McIntyre? Is she in the room? Hey, there she is. Let's give her, Kate, a well-deserved round of applause. She's headed off to Jeffco, unfortunately, to work with them. Fortunately for the citizens of Jefferson County, but we know that she will never be a stranger to the water community moving forward here. Also, Jacob Bornstein. Jacob, yes, there he is. Let's give him a round of applause, too. Jacob. Two incredibly important parts of the team that put this plan together, your plan, and I couldn't be more proud of them and where they're off. They're headed to. Jacob is off to the Spark Policy Institute, and they are going to be very, very blessed to have him there. So whether changes to water law are timely or things we talked about yesterday, this plan is setting the foundation for some tough discussions as a state. We need to have additional tough discussions because we've been having some very difficult conversations, and my hat's off to you as Colorado's water community leading us forward on tough knots like Trans Mountain diversion discussions, discussions around reuse, discussions around conservation, and some of the stuff we're going to talk about here in just a second. But we have water community leadership here that we talked about yesterday, and without that, we would not have this plan, and we would not have implementation be on the front of everybody's mind at this conference. So here's the plan in 30 seconds with its measurable objectives. I'm going to walk through these very quickly. So of these 7, we have the supply-demand gap. We need to zero it out by 2050. We've got conservation, 400,000 acre-feet by 2050. Land use, we need 75% of Coloradans under land management plans that talk about water by 2025. We need to have 50,000 more acre-feet in these alternatives to buy and dry in agriculture. Storage, we've got to have another 400,000 acre-feet come online between now and 2050. 80% of our watersheds and 80% of the locally prioritized streams in this state need to be have watershed plans on them. We need to have $100 million a year starting in 2020, in addition to the funding that we currently have in water, to make sure that we meet the growing infrastructure challenge. We've got education, innovation, and outreach, and that's where we need 5 water challenges, and this is where we're really going to need your help, Water Congress, is to come up with some really good, tough questions, and we've got a lot of them, but we need to package those in a way that people that aren't at this conference, people that aren't in water, can help us solve. And then failure is not an option. With that, of these 7, let me tackle 4, so as not to be too much of a bore. That rhymes, I guess. The supply-demand gap, watershed health, environment and recreation, followed by storage and ag so we can feed our nation. Ouch. When it comes to our gap, I know we like to be wordy. Let's spin that. All right. I know we like to be wordy, but we can zero it out by 2030. We do this by attacking demand and supply. Luckily, demand's hard to rhyme with, so I should be able to get by. 400,000 acre feet from each supply and demand will get us there, which we almost called mandates just to give you a scare. Rather, voluntary measures should be our focus. Otherwise, Aurora might try to choke us. Now, environment and watershed health is what I'll turn to next here. Environment, watershed health, I know you're all fans. We need watershed and stream health plans. 80% coverage of locally prioritized streams is our objective. 80% of watersheds with plans that are reflective of work by basin roundtables and stakeholder groups. I have to mention REACT before Travis Smith. I'm not going to say that one. Who wrote these? I need to get back to Bronco analogies. The storage, as I said, needs 400,000 acre feet more. Where and how much, that's our chore. Now, these things cost money above our existing abilities, but the low-hanging fruit is groundwater storage and existing facilities. Governor Hickenlooper gave ag a shout out in the State of the State. Buy and dry is happening at too high a rate. For us to get 50,000 acre feet in alternatives by 2030, we water lawyers and community have to get our hands dirty. The doctrine of prior appropriation is only as strong as we make it. So if we stop innovating, I'm afraid they, public trust, will take it. This is why you read your speech in advance. Could have been worse, though, interpretive dance. Sorry, Doug. Where is Doug? Sorry to Doug. Rhyming turned out to be a bad gamble. I think it's best if you just bring up the panel. All right. That's it for me.